Okay, Jen, we're gonna have some fun with warm-up D. So if you can get to the line.
Okay.
You're gonna jog up to the next line, and then you're gonna stop in a split stance position. So if you can see my feet, my back foot is about 6 to 8 inches from my front heel. That's how we're gonna stop. You'll touch the line by bending at the hips and knees. Since my right foot's in front, my left hand will be in front. I don't want you to worry about which foot is in front. So if it ends up being your left foot in front, just make sure that opposite hand will be touching the ground. Then you're going to backpedal back. You want to make sure that you keep your eyes forward on that backpedal, just to practice not turning your head backwards as we run backwards. When you see that cone or line in your peripheral vision, you're going to do a split stance stop. So again, you're going to be in that position that you started at. You will touch the line with the opposite hand of the foot that's forward. Let's start. Go. Good. So what we're working on here is just really the stops and restarts. Notice that she's moving her arms in a natural pattern.
Am I?
Yes,
okay.
you are.
Okay,
great job. Let's do one more forward and backward after this. Make sure the weight's on the ball of that front foot, going from that back pedal to that frontward jog. Great. The next exercise, we're gonna side shuffle with hand scoop. So you're gonna face one direction. You're gonna get in a good athletic position. So hips are back, knees are bent, chest is up. Your eyes will be forward. When you do the side shuffle portion of the movement, make sure that your feet are moving together. You don't want your feet to come together and then move. We don't wanna be stuck on one leg like that. So I'll say set, go. You'll drop. Jen will start side shuffling, moving her feet together. When she gets to the line, she's gonna do a hand scoop. So down, she's gonna scoop her hands back, then forward. She's gonna come up, but not stand upright. Just maintain that, come back to the athletic position, and then she's gonna side shuffle back. So Jen, just go up and back 2 times with hand scoops.
Athletic position.
Yep.
Feet
Shuffle.
stay moving.
Notice that she's keeping her hands wide, her feet wide, scooping back and forward. Good, she's staying low. You can stop right there. Great. So Jen, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do a side start position to turn and run, side stop position, so you'll essentially be stopping in the same position you started at, and then we're gonna turn and run back to the line. We'll just go up and back twice. A couple keys to this. First of all, on the start, she's gonna drop in her athletic position. Before you go, she's going to shift her shoulders and then her head last before she takes her next step in the direction that she's going. So one more time. Drop, you'll shift your hips and shoulders, you'll take the step, head will turn, jog in the middle, face the same direction that you started in, and you'll come and do it back.
Can you show me the stop position, how do you want me to transfer my weight when I get to that cone?
Sure. So you're gonna drop, you're gonna stop here, you're gonna transfer your weight back in the direction that you're running, turn and run back. Good. Good. Just worry about your stops and restarts. Wonderful, you can stop there. The next exercise we're going to do is walking RDL. So you're gonna take one step, one foot will be in front of the other, back is flat and tight. You're gonna drop the opposite heel back as your chest comes to the floor. The movement comes from your hips. You're gonna come back upright, you'll take your next step, go back into that position. You're gonna just make forward progress as you get down to the next cone.
So a couple things I wanna add to this. In order to keep your hips facing the ground and keeping square to the ground, I tilt my back foot in just slightly. That helps me keep my hips parallel with the ground. The other thing is, for better balance and to keep my lats engaged, I pretend that I'm holding 2 tiny little clutch purses, one under each arm, before I go. Just better for balance.
Another thing that she's doing a great job of with this movement is she's taking her time. You really want to focus on the balance here. You'll get a great hamstring stretch in this movement, but also you're working on balance. So just take your time. If you're going too fast, you will find that you're going to lose your balance.
Something that can help with balance is finding a spot on the floor, staring it down because it's not going to move.
Wonderful. Okay, Jen, now we have backward walking hamstring touch. So you're gonna set up with your back facing me. You're gonna step backwards. That back leg is going to be slightly bent. So you're gonna have one foot in front. Right now it's my right foot in front. I'll take my left hand and I'm gonna reach down for that right foot. I'm gonna come up, take a step backwards, do the opposite leg. You can sit back into this position, so you're really reaching your hips back first before you reach for that opposite toe. Maintaining a flat back, get upright in between repetitions.
I should take bigger steps if I ever want to get to the other line, huh?
You could also take a few steps in between. If you take 3 tiny little steps in between, it will give you that opposite foot. Just like that. Jen's doing a great job of maintaining her flat back position as she reaches down for a toe. Now we have walking leg cradle. What you're gonna do is grab at the knee and at the ankle or just below the calf and pull up. You want your knee higher than your ankle. Take a step forward. You can take 3 little steps in between to get that opposite foot if you want. Jen's doing a great job of keeping upper body posture.
So I'm not going to my knee,
Exactly.
I'm bringing my knee to my chest.
You're bringing your knee to your chest.
Ish.
What tends to happen if you have tight hips is you might lean back. You want to avoid leaning back. Just stay upright, do the best you can, raising that knee, grabbing that ankle, and staying upright. Try not to lean back. Try not to do a big bend with that opposite leg that's on the ground. So that will cause you to go backwards like that. Just a slight micro bend, almost like the leg straight, but it's not locked. Stay upright, grab the knee, pull up as high as you can. Okay, I'm gonna have you get down on the ground in push-up position. You're gonna bring that right foot to the right elbow. And then from that position, you're gonna drop the elbow, your right elbow to the inside of your right foot. And then from that position, you're gonna move forward in that low crawling position, dropping the left elbow to the left instep foot. Maintaining a flat back while you're doing this, so when you're crawling to the next position, you're not throwing your hips up in the air. You can always Jen's doing a great job of pausing in that position to get that nice groiner stretch as she moves forward. Walking quad pull to toe touch is the next exercise. You're gonna grab your ankle of one foot. You're gonna take the opposite hand, which in this demo is my left hand, and I'm gonna reach down my foot, and as I do this, my right knee is gonna come up as high as possible. Notice that I'm going slow because you can see my foot and leg moving a tiny little bit. That's my signal that I need to go very slow in this movement to maintain balance. So again, I wanna hold my foot in my hand as I go down and as I come up. So I'm going very slow as I go down for the ground, and then I come up very slow so I can maintain the foot in my hand as I'm doing the movement.
That's good. While you're talking too.
One thing you want to make sure that you're doing is getting that knee as high as possible. Again, you can take 3 little steps in between each movement to make a little bit of forward progress. And you'll find that as you move forward during this movement, you'll get better range of motion as you go and get a little warmer. Great job, Jen. Now we have squat to 180-degree turns. So you'll pick a side. You're gonna face one wall. You're gonna do a squat. So when you do your squat, initiate with the hips, bend the knees track with your toes, and then you're gonna do a 180-degree turn. So you'll switch to the other direction and squat again. The benefit of this exercise is the fact that you have to open your hips during the movement. So you're gonna get better hip mobility than just staying in place and always doing squats in place.
I also feel like,
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Great job. Our last 3 exercises that we're gonna bring it home with are upper body movements. So we're gonna start with bilateral shoulder circles. Bilateral meaning both arms at the same time, reaching up and around and coming back. You wanna bring your arms as close to your ears as possible, but what I don't want you to do is start arching away or rotating just to make that happen. Just stay upright as best possible, reach out and around, couple reps.
I wish we would do this simultaneously. We'd look excited. Yes. Woo!
We can stop right there and we can go the opposite direction. So you're reaching backwards, big chest, but again, as you reach back, don't arch too far back. Just swing the arms back and around, open them up and bring them forward. All right, then we're gonna go right into a unilateral single arm circle, and we're gonna reach up, and again, maintaining that close to your ear position, but not rotating. As you do close to your ear, you don't wanna rotate out, just keep close to your ear as possible as you bring the arm around.
Can you check me and see if I'm rotating? I'm trying not to, but I can tell I'm tempted.
Just a hair.
Okay. So
At the
it's
end.
because I want my circle to be so big.
Exactly.
I need to be honest, and my circle's just not going to be that
Exactly.
big.
You want to be honest with your circle. As you do this more and you get warmer and better mobility over time,
Should I reverse direction?
yes, you will reverse direction. And after you do one arm forward and backward, you can then go to the other arm. Don't forget the other arm.
I might.
That'll be your last one that direction. You can go, there you go. Okay, then we're gonna finish it up with shoulder slaps. So you're just gonna open up your chest and arms wide, and you're gonna slap your shoulders. You're really reaching for those shoulders. Open back up, switch your arms on top, and reach again. So you can do that faster than what I demoed. You're really reaching out, but make sure you just give a little squeeze at the end. You can get a little bit momentum with the arms, and then slap those shoulders.
So hug yourself, hug the world. Hug yourself, hug the world. And I'm alternating which arm goes up.
Alternate which arms on top.
That's nice.
Wonderful job, Jen.
Thank you.
Damn.